off the Cornish coast have recovered a remarkable collection of artefacts from a ship that sank 200 years ago. The Catharina von Flensburg went down in a gale in 1786 on her way from St. Petersburg in Russia to Genoa. Well, now at last she's giving up her secrets, many of which have now been put on public display. And among them, a part of her cargo of reindeer skins, still as good as new.
For 14 years, amateur enthusiasts from the Plymouth Sound Sub-Aqua Club have spent their free time, their ingenuity, and a lot of their money on a detailed survey of the wreck of the Catharina, lying 100 feet down in the murky waters of Plymouth Sound. In December 1786, a ferocious gale trapped her in the Sound. Her crew escaped, but the Danish brigantine herself sank just a couple of hundred yards from shore. She lay on the seabed until 1973, when, quite by accident, she was discovered.
We were looking for another ship at the time, and we did a systematic search of this seabed in this area, and we just found the bell from the Catharina by accident, really. First of all, we have to survey the bottom and then dig the ship out. This one is completely buried in mud, rather like the Mary Rose, so we have to use airlifts, which is like a kind of underwater vacuum cleaner, and suck away the mud to get down to the ship itself.
What are conditions like down there?
Well, they vary, but usually grim. Usually very, very poor. Unfortunately, today the visibility is very bad, but sometimes we do get 20 feet visibility in the summer.
Right, Alan, we'll just pop in over the side, take it nice and easy, swim down the anchor line. When we hit the bottom, we'll just swim along to where the hides are, excavate a few hides, and see how it goes from there, okay?
Right, I'll follow you.
Right, smash it.
Have you worn one of these before?
No.
Right, OK.
2, 1, 4.
And Ian was absolutely right. Down on the wreck itself, it was impossible to see more than a couple of feet, and every movement stirred up more of the impenetrable mud. These were taken earlier in the summer, when the visibility was better, though still far from good. Soon, though, Paul located the bundles of reindeer hides and sent 3 of them back up to the surface.
Well, they were very well preserved by the Russians 200 years ago with willow bark and birch oil. And this is one reason why they've lasted so long in the sea.
And would this have been top quality leather of its day?
Absolutely. Yeah, the best.
Ingeniously, the divers have used the hides to help finance the excavation. They're cleaned and treated and turned into handbags, shoes and briefcases, which are sold as high-class curios in stores all over the world. There are other exhibits too in Plymouth Museum to show a little of shipboard life in the 18th century. There are fine decorated silver buttons worn on the officers' tunics and the more practical bone ones used by the men. There's even the original seal used to stamp the hides to prove that indeed they were the best quality Russian leather. Back in the Sound, the divers are now burrowing their way towards the cap, certain that over the next few years it will give up even more of the secrets hidden by the mud and waves for 2 centuries.